All right. I haven't, and our mutual friend, I need to call her back.
We're going silent right now. 1 minute till show.
When the fathers got together that 4th of July day, that's when the land you're standing on became the U.S. of A. United we will stand, but divided we fall. One nation under God says it all. Men are created equal, words written in by hand. They all stand to fight when a cry for freedom rings. Freedom isn't free, it comes with a cost. One nation under God says it all. One nation under God says it all. This whole world's changing, it's changing every day for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Stand up, everybody, stand proud and tall. One nation under God says it all.
Good evening and welcome to IITW Radio. It is the last day of the month of July. Summer's just about over. The kids are going to be going back to school. That was Calvin O. I love that song. Tonight we have Attorney Gregg Williams on the air with us again. Welcome, Gregg.
Yeah, hello.
How you doing tonight?
Good to be here.
We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. A lot of crazy crap going on. How'd you like that song?
Loved it.
He's letting us play that, on here to open up the show with every Tuesday night. So Calvin is kick butt. I love his music. He's a patriot. I think my IT guy just sneezed his brains out. So we got today we had let's see, where do we want to start at? Where do you want to start at? We had Malfort today. They're doing his jury selection.
Yeah, well, they got to try to, I guess, justify their job and go after a guy on something that wasn't related to the campaign.
Yeah, that what cracks me up is how they're even able to prosecute him. First, they've had him in prison for how long now? I mean, not in jail, but in solitary confinement. He gets
the whole thing. Listen, the whole problem with this whole case is Podesta and the Podesta group and all of those Democrats were as bad, if not worse, than Manafort. And this guy's trying to give them, the crooked Democrats, immunity. The whole thing just stinks to high heaven. But that's what we've come to expect. We got a former president that weaponized and politicized the CIA, the FBI, the Department of Treasury, most of our government organizations, and it's bad for the country. And we got to clean it up. We got a lot of corruption.
Yeah, I'm not saying what he did wasn't wrong, but I mean, today it was all over the news. I don't care where you went, Fox, CNN, and all this stuff. Breaking news is that Malfort is the first one of Mueller's cases to be tried under collusion, and it's like that had nothing to do with the collusion. Yeah, I know, that cracks me up.
It's such a crock. The whole thing is, I guess the Democrats think the whole country's stupid, which we're not. That's why the Republicans and the conservatives are in power. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
After 8 years of Obama dividing the country, we need somebody to help us heal and grow and be strong again. And you know what? I like winning.
Yeah. Let me ask you, you think Trump is going to pardon Malfort? Because he's going to get convicted. They got to hang somebody to justify the millions and millions that Mueller spent.
Here's the deal. I think that the Malfort, whatever his name is, I think that anything related with the Trump investigation, with Mueller, with the FISA warrants is all fruit of the poisonous tree. And it all ought to be overturned on appeal because it's the government creating all of this, setting all of this up, lying to the FISA judges to get warrants under false pretenses so they can then expand something. And they're just, going after anybody and everybody that like Trump, or had something to do with Trump. I don't know. The whole thing stinks to me.
Well, what I don't,
I don't even know that much about Manafort, so he may have some tax problems, but, none of that would have apparently mattered if he wasn't backing Trump. But Podesta, and remember the Podesta emails, this is the guy that says, we, the libs, have control of education. We have control of the media. We just want to get control of the people. And we, the people, upset that apple cart.
Yeah, well, Malfour was lobbying for a couple of Russian, mainly it wasn't Russia, it was a couple of other foreign.
Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine.
But so is Podesta Group. The whole Podesta Group is the same thing, except they're Democrats. The double standard again.
Well, what my biggest question is why in the hell haven't they gone after Hillary? I mean, there's plenty of Russian collusion. She bought and paid for the dossier. You got fusion GPS and all this other crap, or uranium going over to the Soviets. I mean, it goes directly, it went through Canada and straight over into Vladimir Putin's hands. And not a damn thing has been done or said about that.
The only thing that I can think is that Sessions is completely incompetent. That's all I got.
Yeah, Sessions.
That's the only reason. It's either complete incompetence or gross corruption, and that means Sessions would be part of the deep state himself.
Oh, well, Sessions hasn't done a damn thing except complain. I mean, go down to the border and start some stuff, which is a whole nother topic. But, I mean, Jeff Sessions, I think that's Trump's biggest mistake that he's made in office yet, is getting Jeff Sessions.
Agreed.
And not, I know he got rid of Comey and stuff, but he should have, Mueller and them, he should have kicked their butts to the curb. I mean, because that was, how many Democrats did you have going against one Republican?
Rothenstein or whatever, Sessions' #2 guy, he needs to be canned so then they can actually do an investigation on Uranium One. The conflicts with Mueller and Rothenstein and all, are terrible. And I guess these government lawyers think they're bigger than the law, and they're out of control. And Rothenstein gave a blank check to, maybe an illegal special prosecutor deal. I don't even know if he had authority to do that, and there's just something that rubs me wrong about Rothenstein. They keep saying, oh, he's a Republican. I don't know. John McCain's a Republican, and he was involved in this takedown of Trump. His hands were all over the dossier. He knew it was a bunch of crap. And, again, this was a plan, and they planned this before the election. This was their, what they call that? They called it the backup plan. What was it? Insurance policy.
Yeah, their insurance policy, which I still think they were planning on shooting Trump.
Unbelievable. No, I don't think they were trying. I think that this was what they were planning on doing, getting him caught in some little quagmire of legalese. Because, Trump's a businessman. He's a guy that hires lawyers. Okay, he's not a lawyer. Okay, and then, the whole thing. Then you go to the whole Cohen thing, and what a disaster he is recording his clients. Are you kidding me?
Doesn't that fall under the wiretapping law? I mean, if you don't have,
is a one party. Florida, he'd be guilty. He'd be strung up. But in New York, only one side has to know it in New York. So I could record you without you knowing it. Under New York, I'm okay, but not okay under the legal standard. You can't be recording your clients. You're supposed to be in confidence. How they're going to have confidence if you, tell them you're not recording them and you are recording them, or you can't do that. Well, that's a big no.
The powers to be at, in New York and California. I mean, hell, you're in California. If a waitress gives a straw out, she could be looking at 3 to 5 years.
If that's the law in California, they really lost it.
Yeah, that just passed. I mean, you could have illegal immigrants coming in and voting and getting. Did you see today where there was I think 7 of them that went in and robbed the place? Every one of them just came across the border just to rob this place. They come in.
Did they catch him?
Oh yeah, they're all in jail. And now Now they're
Now
talking about. Yeah, now they're talking about, well, we're going to deport them. No, they came in and robbed a place, locked their ass up, and throw away the key. I mean, and they had already been deported before. Some of them even had felonies.
With the revolving door, that's why we need defense.
Well,
that's what we need to do. We do. Trump is right. Our immigration laws are terrible. If you go to Australia and you miss your plane back, they're at your hotel room before you are. I mean, most countries have it, they know who's coming and going. And those that don't are third world countries. Again, the Democrats, they don't want people to have an identification to vote. Really? You got to have a driver's license to do anything. But we don't want you to have any ID to vote. You should just be able to make up a name and go vote. Really? That's your Democratic Party. They care more about the illegals than they do you and me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at what's going on in there right now. And they're wanting to get rid of the wall and not even have a wall. That's what their campaign is going to be. They're trying to get rid of ICE. And even this week, you look at the airports and stuff. Look at what they're doing. You had the NSA and all these guys that are following regular citizens. If their lump in their throat goes up and down, or if their hands if they're clenching their bags too tight. Did you see that crap?
Yeah, I saw something. I don't have a lot of confidence in the TSA.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. I don't. You know what? I haven't even flown since 9/11. To tell you, and I used to fly a lot more. I'll put it that way. But it became such an inconvenience and a hassle. Now it's better, I hear. But then again, you hear all these horror stories, about people getting bumped from their flights and all of that. So I don't know. I just don't fly a lot.
I missed 2 flights out of Orlando International, out of OIA. I had a backpack on. I was going up to New York to one of my friend's weddings. I call it his funeral, but I go up to his wedding. I get to Tampa Airport 3 hours before my flight. I go over into the terminal. They took, because I had a camouflage backpack, the one guy goes, "Come with me, Garth Brooks." And I'm like, "What the hell? Who are you calling Garth Brooks?" And he's like, "Well, okay, Willie Nelson, come with me." I said, "What did I do?" "Well, you got a camouflage backpack." They made me take my boots off, take my pants off, stand there butt naked in a room while they're sitting there talking about, well, what's he got in the backpack? They searched me before my backpack. They make me miss my flight. So I've got 3 hours left before I get back on the next flight, right? "Oh, well, we're going to make sure you get on another flight." I go out of over to the main terminal to get something to eat. Come back over, and the bastards held me again. So then they had to put me up in a motel because I was raising hell with them about it. But what a crock of bull,
Hey, did they do a body cavity search on you?
Oh, no. Somebody would have been getting sued for rape. And if they did, I wouldn't tell you, by the way.
Those TSA guys are real anal.
Yeah, I'm still a virgin back there. No TSA loving for this guy. But yeah, it's just.
And you asked me why I don't fly much. Okay, well.
Well, I'm not flying anymore. I'll go rent a plane. I've still got a pilot's license.
There you go.
I'll go rent a plane before I go through that crap again. But, they're following normal citizens around and judging it by how tight they're grabbing their bags, or if the lump's moving up and down in the throat, or if they're standing there staring off in the distance.
Meanwhile, they will let the undocumented or somebody that obviously is from, let's just say Syria, and they'll let them through while they'll, strip search grandma.
Oh, well, the thing that I see the problem with.
Correct,
Yeah, the problem that I see, though, Greg, is that while they're doing that, they're tying up U.S. air marshals. And with 40-something thousand flights a day coming around the USA, they've already short on U.S. air marshals. So they're pulling these U.S. air marshals off to go check out these people, to run background checks on them, to do all kinds of crap, to follow the same group of people from airport to airport. And that's they're saying, well, they're flying too much.
Better base. And I heard they had a no-fly list, or they have certain things they should be able to do, and then use some common sense. But common sense is really lacking.
Well, these people aren't even on the no-fly list, though. I mean, they are not on any type of government watch list or anything. They're not on a no-fly, the government watch list, any of that stuff. They're just normal citizens.
Well, I think what it is it must be make work then. Maybe we don't need all these people.
I don't know.
I don't know. How about some metal detectors in there and more automation? Who knows? I don't know.
Man, they put me through a metal detector, and because I have a little tiny metal plate and a couple of pins, they're sitting there. I go through the metal detector every time it goes off. Then they take the wand and they run it around me, and it's like, oh, what are you looking for? I got pins. Oh, here we go to the strip room again. Yeah, by God.
Hey, did they do a body cavity search?
Not yet. I'm not going to take the risk. My flying days are over. They're over. Like I said, I'm still a virgin back there and plan on it the rest of my life. That's why I don't get in trouble and go to prison.
Tell you what, they start touching me there, I might have to assault them.
I'll be calling Greg. I just got raped. The girl didn't charge me for a soda when we went into the store the other day. And I started walking out. I was like, the total's kind of wrong here. It should have been $1 more. I turned around and I said, did you charge Chris for a soda? That was today. And she goes, yeah. And I said, well, good, because I don't want to be getting molested in the morning over, 69-cent drink. But the TSA, if they have anything to do about it,
I'm not a big fan. So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I wanted to share something with you. The funnest part about this past week was watching the libs, contort, because I watch Newsmax, CNN, Fox, you flip around. And, man, they're all pissed. They're all bummed because they're not in power. But, they act like Trump is supposed to tell them what his foreign policy strategic goal is. Or he should inform the left, what he's going to do about each and everything. Like they are even in the loop. They're not in the loop. There's a reason that Trump is not telling the left everything he's going to do, because we don't want to do what they did. We don't want to hear from Brennan. We don't want to hear from Clapper and all that failed John Kerry and all that failed foreign policy and all that failed government overregulation. I mean, that's why we have Trump. And it's just so neat to see that they're so upset because they're not in power. They are out of power, and we need to keep them out of power. They would rather the country go to hell in a handbag so they could get their power back. If they had their way, they would be socialists, and it would be like, and the next thing you know, they're going after our guns. First, they want to become a socialist country. Then they want to take your guns. And next thing you know, you got Nazi Germany. I mean, come on. The Nazis came from the left. The left are the intolerant. The left are the people that are so intolerant, they want to shout everybody down and brainwash people into socialism. I don't know what LeBron is thinking. He came out there and ripping the president, acting like Obama was all this in a bag of chips. I mean, Obama was the one that divided the country. That's why we have Trump. The country was divided. We needed to get back to our roots, our basics, what made us great. Individual liberty, rugged individualism, free enterprise. Stuff that the socialists and the left-wing San Francisco Democrats, they got away from. And that's why we have Trump. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, let me switch out headphones, Greg. I got a bad buzz going on in this thing.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear that.
I heard a little light buzz.
No, it's still there, Chris. I don't know what it is. We got a bad humming coming through the system. I got to break in here for a second. There's power lines just went down on Highway 17 by Dunn's Creek Bridge. So you guys are traveling that way. The traffic is flowing, but the guys are working on it. So you guys need to stay out of that area as much as possible. Okay, sorry about that. We're trying to figure out what this buzzing is. Yeah, you were saying that about Trump's policies and stuff, and about the left freaking out. Let me adjust my headsets here. What number is this one? 2? Yeah, that's it. 2. Huh. I don't know what that is. Let me kill number 1. But you know, you were talking about the Dems freaking out and stuff, and they don't want to know. I got rid of it right there.
It's on his end.
Greg, you got it. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you got a bad buzz coming through your.
I'll look. I don't. That might be the air conditioner. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I thought it was my headphones. Anyways, you know, you're absolutely right. Look at what Hillary said in August of 2016. She said that Trump's policies will throw us into a recession, and Trump can't escape, you know, math. And she goes, we all know what math is. Yeah, I know what math is too. That's when you say that we're doing good and we're 16 trillion in debt and you keep spending our money. In June of 2016, Obama was saying that a 1% GDP was, you know, something we could all live with, you know, and that Trump would never, ever get it over 1.3%. Well, the facts were released the other day and it was 4.1% and still growing.
I agree. We've just begun to grow. Just wait and see another 6 months or 9 months or 12 months. Wait till they get this trade stuff worked out. I really think 5 and 6% growth is possible over the next 4 to 5 years. So we'll see where it goes, but I'm quite optimistic.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of the business community.
Obama didn't even get that in both terms in office. He was still at 1%.
Obama was an economic illiterate. And that guy from Harvard, Lawrence Tribe, who he made and elevated like he was some great economist, not really, doesn't look too good now.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, yeah, if you want low growth for the rest of it, you know, you want the 1.2%, then overregulate, then raise your taxes. Then, you know, I mean, it's like night and day.
Yeah, we got phone lines. We got.
Hey, I hear a phone ring.
Yeah, we had to kill the phone lines.
There you go.
Normally we have them on, but we killed them. But yeah, that was Paul Krugman. He was a Nobel-winning, prize-winning economics, and he said that the stock market, if Trump got in office, would collapse. It would plummet and never recover from the election of Donald Trump. He says we're looking at a global recession with no end in sight. Now that was Obama's guy, the guy you were just talking about.
You know what? Who that was? That was the lying left spokesman, and they lie. The left continues to lie about our country, about our economy, about just about everything they can. The left is only about getting in power, telling everybody else how to live, how much Coca-Cola you can drink, what sin taxes we need, and then taking more of your hard-earned money so they can redirect it to some ridiculous government project that's probably doomed to fail from the get-go. So, you know, less is more. Less government is better government. And, you know, that's all I could say. There's a lot of libertarian in me and a lot of Republicans.
Well, you had Cortez and Bernie Sanders. They've been running on the campaign of free health care and free education and all this. Just the health care to get started, the numbers came out on it today. $32 trillion just to put everybody in Medicaid. And Cortez, of course, says, well, Elizabeth Warren was backing that, you know, Pocahontas and Cortez and Sanders and all them. And they're saying, oh, this is the best thing in the world for us. You know, give everybody free Medicaid. Well, I don't know where they keep getting this freaking free crap from. I've never found anything that was free. I mean, nothing.
Hey, if it's free, it's for me.
Yeah. Except for, you know, a couple dollars I found on the ground. Maybe that was free.
I just want to know how come I can't get an Obama phone.
I don't know.
They wouldn't give me one.
Yeah, this guy, this black guy was standing in front of me in line one day, and he goes, the girl said, how do you want to pay for this stuff? And he goes, with my Eat Better Today card. And I was like, Eat Better Today, EBT. His food stamp card. He called it Eat Better Today. I was like,
that?
Okay.
You'd be surprised how much beer you can buy on that card.
Really?
I don't know. That's what I hear.
I don't know. But
I don't
32.
know. I always pay cash. I don't know. I never got an EBT card.
I don't even
They
drink.
never gave me one.
I don't drink beer. Hell, after I had my heart attack, they told me I couldn't work, and they told me for disability, because my doctor said you can't work for a year. You had 5 heart attacks, and that was on my first heart surgery. And he goes, "We're going to apply for disability for you." I was thinking, okay, I've worked all my life. That's not an entitlement. That's something that I've worked for. They were going to give me what was it?
$600 a month.
Oh no! It's better than that. I think it was $47.63 a month.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
47.60.
worth your time.
47.63. But they wanted me to drive all the way to Jacksonville in order to get it, and I would have to go up there 4 or 5 times a month, every week basically, to go up there and fill out a form for $47. Hell, you see my truck, that big ass truck I've got?
$47 a week. Oh, okay. Hey, that's almost $200 a month.
No, a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, $47 a month. I'm like, man, I didn't make very much in my life then, did I?
Well, that doesn't sound right. Something ain't right about that.
Yeah. Lady's like, we should be able to live on that. Yeah, okay.
Somebody else seems to get quite a bit of money on that program. I don't know why you didn't get anything.
I don't know. Not for me.
Anyway, crazy world.
It doesn't seem to be working out for me that way, so that's why I keep doing radio and newspaper. But $32 freaking trillion from Medicaid, and I don't know where they are getting this free from. And Bernie Sanders is, at least he's upfront and honest about it. You know, he's like, it's going to cost trillions to do this, but it'll be Medicaid. But everybody across the country would be on it.
I'm glad that you brought up Bernie Sanders. Bernie, you know, when they talk about Bernie, and I encourage everybody to go to YouTube and get that old Bernie Sanders Trump debate where they had Rachel Maddow as the narrator. It is absolutely hilarious because they had a nice caricature of Rachel Maddow. It's unbelievable. But Bernie keeps referring to democratic socialism as if it's a different offshoot. It all starts with being voted in. Then, like the Sandinistas, they'll, you know, once they're in power, they don't ever want to give it up. They'll change the rules. So, you know, democratic socialism, like Scandinavia or Norway, that's what we're talking about. Well, you know what? They're having problems now because of all the immigrants. But you can't, that's like comparing America to Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got 3 million homogeneous people on one hand, or a nation of 350 million diversified people on the other hand. So it doesn't, the economies of scale flat don't work, and the democratic socialist countries have had to go more capitalist to make ends meet. They've had to actually turn to free enterprise to try to bail themselves out of their mess, because now, you know, the problem with socialism is you run out of other people's money to spend. That's why everybody likes the idea of, oh yeah, have the government do it. Pay more taxes. I pay enough. We all pay plenty in taxes. So it seems to me that it's not a revenue problem. It's a spending problem. We spend too much on too many stupid things.
Well, under the Cortez plan and the Bernie Sanders plan, if you make a certain amount, the higher you go, the more you're going to pay. So you're going to get, if you make, what was it, $250,000 a year, your tax rate would be 75% of what you bring in.
I wonder what LeBron thinks about that. Let's just say LeBron is making $50 million a year, or maybe he's making $20 million a year, whatever it is, and then they're going to take 75% of that. So let's just say he's making 20. So then he's going to give $15 million to the government. I wonder what he thinks about socialism now.
Oh, they haven't even thought about it. They're going to blow. It's going to blow their ever living freaking minds. Congress, since they hold the purse, is not even going to allow that crap to happen. Well, I say that, but look what they did with Obamacare. That crashed the whole country. I got to go to.
It did affect a lot of small businesses negatively. They didn't. You know, they never do. They never figure that out. You know, the people in Congress, they don't realize the number one law is the law of unintended consequences.
Yep.
The prime example, you probably know it, Travis, when Michaels, I think it was George Michael, whatever the guy's name, the former Senate Majority Leader out of Maine, he said, we need a luxury tax on boats. And everybody that spends over $1 million on boats will pay an extra 10% luxury tax. Well, Maine's biggest industry was the yacht. They were big in yacht making. Well, why would you buy an American-made yacht if you had to pay an extra 10% or 20%, whatever the tax was? And guess what? The people with money that were buying $1 million yachts started buying them overseas, and it about put the Maine yacht business out of business. They later had to repeal it.
Oh, yeah.
The law of intended consequences.
Well, Eagle Boat Builders at that time was just opening up, and they had some nice ski boats, and that thing happened, and Eagle Boats went under. This is after a guy put his life savings into that, a couple of $1 million.
Terrible government policy. We have people to think like.
Yeah, you remember the Eagle Boats? That's what the state was trying to say, that I had in a boat that wasn't Eagle. Never even made a freaking sailboat, but yet they tried to fry me for a sailboat made by Eagle that Eagle never even made one. So that was asinine. I don't have a whole lot.
Yeah, well, that's your government at work.
Yeah, I need to go to break here for a second. Greg, can you hang in there for about 3 minutes?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's see.
Where do you want to go?
Benio's, since you already got it up there. Benio's pumping well. Clyde Benio, you guys, this guy does some kick butt wells. He does pump repair, well drilling, whatever you did, just made that humming stop. Or Clayton. It's that mic right there. That's what was making the hum. Okay, it's Clayton, I'm sorry. Had a buzz going on. But they do pump repair, well restoration, pump replacement, well abandonment, and drilling new wells. So don't hesitate to call him. He does Putnam County, he does Volusia County. Hell, he'll probably go up in Jacksonville if somebody wants to have him come up there. But the guy is fantastic at what he does. And my water does not smell like eggs anymore. Okay, we have Hair by Barbie. I will be in there Friday. Me and my IT guy, Chris, will be in there Friday getting a makeover done. So I don't know if it'll do any good for us, but at least we're going to get trimmed up. But Barbie does phenomenal hair stuff. Greg, you could go in there and get your hair cut from her.
Chris looks like he could use a haircut. I don't know if they got a lot to work with.
Oh, she says she's going to trim him right on up, too. She's giving him a good deal on it, too. But she has a couple of hair salons. She has one in that she works out of, one on 9th Street and St. John's Avenue, and then one in St. Augustine. And she's only in Palaca a couple days out of the week. So if you guys are going to get your hair cut, and she does guys' hair. So, but she does all the striping to the women's hair, does the highlights and all that stuff, but she does a fantastic job. Okay, we got
Arctic, we got Sand.
go ahead and do the top row out.
Okay, just thought.
Yeah, America's Air. Jeremiah over at America's Air, 904-735-6299. They have a bunch of different coupons off. You can copy and paste this and print it out, or just tell him you saw it on IITW Radio or the Putnam Way, and he will honor those. It's $75 off on stuff, $100 off on any repair, 50% off, free estimates and that stuff. So you guys give them a call. They do heat and air. They also do, if you have gas or your gas runs your AC and your heat, however that works. I'm not an AC guy, but they do it, and they guarantee their price. And they do new systems, new AC units starting at $1,999. Cheap. Okay.
Hey.
And then we have Mr. Williams, great attorney. He's on the air with us. You guys just call him up. Tell him you need representation.
That is a handsome fella.
Yeah, it is. We have to get you down there to Barbie. Get you a mohawk done. Make it red or purple. Okay, get him off there. No, Greg's up in Jacksonville. So if you guys need a good attorney, he'll represent you. Is there such thing as a good attorney, by the way? Somebody told me to ask that.
Your attorney is a good attorney.
Yeah.
Let's.
Greg does any law work I need done.
Fortunately, it's not as much as you'd think.
Yeah. Thank God. I'm still trying to keep that TSA virgin-free
Hey,
butt.
I have a brainstorm,
Okay.
and I want to share it with you and all your listeners. And I know that this reaches a lot of people. And we even want to do a little wealth money segment, 4 or 5 minutes or something down the road. But you know how Monticello, Florida, you're probably familiar with that little area north of Tallahassee. A lot of Coca-Cola money up there, because there was a banker a long time ago that knew about this Coca-Cola stock, and all these farmers would come in once a year, and he made sure they would get some Coca-Cola stock that was like a penny stock, almost worthless, but yet, boy, it took off, and these people became multimillionaires. Which gets us to the next opportunity. And that would be penny stocks, but they're pot stocks. You're actually buying a penny stock in a legal marijuana company, and you might get rich. So I'm just going to share that with you. There's a bunch of them out there. I'm not telling you what to do, but they're on the Canadian Stock Index. They actually have an index like the Dow Jones, but it's these penny pot stocks. Some of them are 25 cents, some of them are 15 cents, some of them go to $2 or $3, some of them go. But if you buy low, you might make a lot of money. Now, you could lose everything, but that might be the new opportunity. And all the people in the middle of Florida that buy that in 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 years, they might have a lot of money. You never know.
No, that's what they did with Hershey's. Look at the chocolate there. Everybody said Walt Disney wouldn't make anything when they did that, but I often wonder why in like the county that I live in, the poorest county in the state for 5 or 6 years, why they don't just open up a grocery here. I mean, it would bring in jobs. It would, and it's medical marijuana. Right now, they can make a buttload. Look at what Colorado and California and them have done. And they say
that way sooner or later. We need somebody a little more vision on that. The voters, I think, are ahead of the politicians.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean, look who we got. We got Rick Nelson, or Rick Scott and Bill Nelson. Rick Scott's losing his freaking mind lately. Keeps people that are, breaking constitutional rights. Our beaches. You can't even go on a beach now that's behind a house without running the risk of going to jail for trespassing.
That's wrong. He has made some mistakes. I think he's done an overall good job, but yeah, they need to revisit that because that's not right. I'm big on public access to beaches.
Oh yeah, because our tax dollars. If a storm,
yeah, and he did.
If a storm comes through, our tax dollars still have to pay for that. Unless they're going to relinquish their right-of-way to the state, and then they're going to do their own, the beaches should be opened up. Your property shouldn't go out there.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and that was one of Scott's dumb moves. He also is slow walking the medical marijuana thing, and so is the Florida legislature, and that's wrong. So, anytime you can get a petition out there or get something out there, we need to pressure the legislatures just to do the right thing. Because eventually they can make a lot of money on it. The highway system in our country was built largely on tobacco. Money built the interstate system, all those cigarette taxes. A lot of that money went to roads. So you never know. I'm not advocating, and I'm just saying, look, in a free country, it ought to be legal. Apparently there's a lot of medical uses for it. So, that's going to be exciting to see what the breakthroughs are. I know that I've seen a lot of breakthroughs with these autistic kids, so you never know.
Well,
that's our How to Get Rich segment, and I just want to, just share that with your listening audience.
Oh no, that's a great idea, and I'm a firm believer that if a person wants to go do, as long as they're not hurting anybody else, whatever they do to themselves. If a guy wants to go smoke a joint, he should be able to go smoke a joint. I don't mean go and smoke it at no elementary school or in parks where there's little kids. But if he's in the confines of his own home, and he wants to blow a doobie, hell, let him have at it. You know, if he wants to smoke crack, I don't give a crap. You know, some of them, I think they go way too overboard with it.
Well, yeah, I hear you. I mean, I'm more for a hard drug, soft drug policy myself. But the bottom line is the true conservative position, and William Buckley was for legalization of all drugs. That would be the true conservative position, which we don't have in this country because we have too many people that want to tell everybody what they can and can't do.
Well, the thing that really gets me is a lot of people will sit there and say, well, we should have legalized marijuana, but they won't get off their lazy butts, probably because they're high. They won't get off their butts and then go and, vote it in. All you got to do is go vote it in. If you guys want to change that law, contact your congressmen, your senators, have them put the law up. They're going to do. You're their constituents. You're their voters. You're the ones that pay their checks.
You know what's really crazy is here we have Trump, who's a conservative, and, Obama was there for 8 years. And as liberal as he was, he'd much rather have men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women, than somebody being able to smoke a joint. Because he did nothing with marijuana. Very little. I mean, I think they quit arresting people at some point in time. I think they tried to do a little bit, but they didn't do much in terms of getting it off to Schedule I or making it accessible. Although they did honor the states, and I think that's a good thing. But they didn't do much with that. So he had 8 years and didn't do anything, but he got gay marriage through. Now, and I don't care if you're gay or what, but I will say this. I don't know about the wisdom of taking 2,000 or 4,000 years of history, which was traditional marriage being between a man and a woman, and then changing that. Like all of a sudden we got real smart in the last couple of years. The same people that brought us Common Core are the people that say, oh, well, we should recognize marriage as anybody can marry anybody. A man can be married to a man. A woman can be married to a woman. That may be the law, but that's not the way I was brought up. That's not God's law. And I think it's a net negative. Here we have Putin over there in Russia, and it's illegal there. I mean, you can't get married like they can here. Now, it is what it is. I personally don't care what happens between two consenting adults, but I think they could have probably come up with a better solution. I know Kennedy really was big on it, but I do think that marriage should have been, between a man and a woman. That should be the definition. And then you could have civil unions or married / something or other, for all non-traditional marriages. Because, there are non-traditional marriages. But who's for non-traditional marriages? People that are against a strong America. People that are against traditional American values, which we've gotten away from. And I'm saying maybe we need to get back to traditional American values. What do you think?
Well, I am not, Greg. I don't think that the whole marriage thing, for one, I don't believe in after I lost my ass in my marriage when I got divorced, but to me, marriage, the whole marriage thing, and these people going and saying, well, they're getting married. No, you're having a ceremony. You're not getting married. A marriage is when two people come together and say, hey, we're going to be this and we're going to be coming as one. A ceremony is when they go up and stand in front of a bunch of freaking people, and then they, we give our vows, blah, 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 and then they have a big party afterwards. But the whole marriage thing came up when the Catholic Church said, oh, hell, we need to make some money off of this. Here's another way for the government, which the Catholics back in the day were running it over in England and stuff, let's make some money off this. Okay, we're going to charge them a fee to get married or to say that they're married. But the whole marriage thing, to me, if somebody wants to marry somebody else, I don't give a rat's butt. But the whole marriage concept, how are you going to charge somebody to make a commitment with another person? No, that's something you get there with your girl or
You mean a marriage license?
Yeah. It's like, how are you going to have a marriage license? A marriage is when two people agree to be monogamous with each other and that they're going to become one and live the rest of their life. Hell, I don't need to pay for that. I can go up and tell some girl, hey, that's what you're
you're saying, look, why buy the cow when the milk is free? I hear you. I know. My mom told me about people like you.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go get married for one. I'm just going to find a girl that really hates my guts, give her half of everything I own, and let her kick me in the nuts and walk away happy.
You know, the sad part about that is you have to marry him to find out.
Yeah, well, Tammy's always accusing me of look them in the eyes, not in the breast. That way you'll see crazy right off the bat.
Yeah, it's a crazy world. So in any event, no big deal. Just moving on that issue. I have a lot of friends that are not heterosexual, and that's fine. And it is what it is. We can agree to disagree. But right now the law is, hey, you can be married and be a woman, and men can marry men, and women can marry women. But hey, don't smoke a joint in public, or you could go to jail. At least in Florida.
Right. Well, this kid that I know just got nailed with 1 gram. 1 gram. And now he's got, was it 6 months probation? Yeah, 6 months probation, a bunch of fines and everything. And
tell that kid to not smoke while he's on probation, or he'll do 6 months in the county.
Oh, no, he's not going to. But he was just.
He's going to get through the probation. I tell you, that there's a whole world there, a whole, what I call it's like a big jobs program for rehabilitation. And be careful when the government says, we're here to help. What it really means is we're here to get in your pocketbook and piss test you and make you pay for it. And then if you don't do right, we're going to put you in jail. I don't know if I want that help.
Well, there's so many other counties, like even in the state of Florida, that have now gone to where anything under 20 grams is, it's just fine.
There you go. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, and they write you a ticket. They write you a ticket.
We don't make the law. The legislatures make the law, and they could do a better job. And they've really not done a very good job in any of that.
No, not at all.
That's why we're in the predicament we're in.
How many people do you think? I mean, what's a percentage? You represent people all the time. You have people come in, I'm sure, that get busted with weed. On the percentage of people that come in and get busted, how many are like repeat offenders for weed? For what is a schedule?
You really don't see a lot of weed. You see, the kids with a joint and a date. The problem comes when these kids have marijuana and a gun. They have a gun for safety purposes, but they've got a joint, and then they get busted for the joint, and then, wow, you don't have a carry conceal permit, then there could be a slippery slope there. So I always tell people, guns and drugs do not mix. And if you're going to be smoking pot, you probably don't want to be having a gun around you, okay? And, just like I wouldn't want a drunk to have a gun around him either, okay? Anybody that's doing something that can get you in trouble, you probably don't need to be around a gun because the state gets real crazy with guns and drugs. You can take a case that would get you 90 days and you have a gun involved. Next thing you know, you could get 9 years. Again, I don't make the law, but it's out there and it's tough.
Well, I remember I got busted for weed in 1983, I think. I mean, I was just, in between college and stuff, getting ready to go into the service. I got nailed for weed. Wasn't a whole lot. But then what topped it off was I had a pack of rolling papers in my vehicle. So they got me with paraphernalia. And then they tried to run it, you're trafficking. Because I had pre-rolled joints, in there. Because, I was a young kid then. I was in my 20s, early 20s. And I would go to work at the shipyard, and I would roll up 4 or 5 of them so I could sneak off. I mean, I had a boring-ass job. I had to stand there and hold a sandblaster for 10 hours.
All I can tell you is you grew up in the 70s, and I saw the movie Caddyshack. I'm with you.
Yeah, Bill Murray. You can smoke this stuff after you're done and get high the bejesus. 9 rounds, and you're stoned off your butt. But
be the ball.
It's all these extra charges that they tack on, and for something that's a natural weed, and the reason they did that, I'm sure you know that, is that it wasn't originally called marijuana.
Some of those big companies didn't like him, the idea of it.
Yeah, it was cannabis. It was cannabis, and marijuana was a Mexican name, and they were trying to get the Mexicans, the Democrats now, mind you, were trying to get the Mexicans out of the United States during the 70s. So the Dems came up with a thing in the 70s. HBO had a big production on this back years ago, and the Dems were trying to get the Mexicans out of the country, out of California. So, and California and Texas. So they came up with the marijuana laws. That's when it went on to Schedule 1. And so they started.
It never been Schedule 1. Yeah, under Nixon maybe.
Yeah, they started calling it marijuana, the Mexican name, and making it sound Mexican so they could get the Mexicans out of the country. But now look at them. I mean, you know, they're no longer into trying to get the Mexicans out, trying to kill the blacks by hanging them, because they're the ones that, you know, back in the day, if you were not in the KKK, you couldn't be a Democrat.
Well, not only that, the white liberal, if you ask me, white liberals are pretty prejudiced. You know, and how's that, Greg? Well, I don't know. They want to give everybody special treatment like they can't cope on their own. So you must think that your other minorities not good enough. So you want to give them special privileges. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of awarding excellence and seeking excellence and race, creed, skin color, sexuality. None of that should matter. What should matter is the job you do, the performance that you do. And, you know, so I don't know. You know, there's a lot to be said.
You know, you get all these people saying racist. I think everybody in the world.
That's the Democrat Party for you.
Yeah, well, I think
as long as there's Democrats, there's going to be racism because that's what they have. That's their identification.
I think everybody in the world has a little bit of racism in them. You know, whether it's whites or blacks, every group seems to think that they're better and smarter. You might not be a slap a taco.
Sure, I mean, you know, but that's not racism. Okay, and you know, the Democrats have cheapened racism because every 4 years we Republicans hear about how racist and homophobic we are and how this, that, and the other, which is all a pack of nonsense. It's ridiculous. Yep. But again, the white liberal spreads a lot of lies because what he's really about is taking your money and giving it to somebody else.
Yeah, well, you know, you might not be slap up taco out of a Mexican's mouth, racist. Yeah, I said that for all my people that are listening. But at the end of the day,
I'll be right there. Yeah.
Uh-oh, Greg's got a secret phone call.
What? Not tonight. I'll call you in about 15 or 20 minutes. Bye. All right, go ahead.
You know, but at the end of the day, everybody has something they can bring to the table. You know, no matter what color you are, you know, blacks say, you know, you got LeBron James, you got Kaepernick. They're sitting there talking about racism and how you can't make it in this country. But yeah, Kaepernick was making millions. LeBron James making millions. All these people, instead of taking and saying, look, I'm a black guy. I worked my butt off. I played sports, whatever it is. I mean, Colin Powell, look at him. A freaking general. Instead of these guys getting out there and saying, you know, you can do it. Look, I did it. We had a young man on last night that was from the Bronx. And he grew up there until he was 17. And now he's a musical artist with some kick-butt stuff. People can get in and out. This is the United States. It's the land of the free and the home of the brave and a place where anybody can go and make anything out of themselves that they want. The only thing that separates them, the successful guy from the dumbass, is not brains, it's the desire. If you have the desire and ambition, you can do anything you want.
You've probably heard this expression, successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do.
Right.
That's why they become successful. You have to do more than the minimum to be successful.
Right. And then you got, you know, going back to what these guys that keep bashing Trump for, and all these Dems, Nancy Pelosi, you know, we got to pass it to see what's in it. That sounds like something that should be for a gas commercial or something. Yeah, I got a hemorrhoid. I got to pass it to see what's in it. But you know,
That's why, Travis. That's why we should spell DIMS DIMS.
yeah. But you know, Mick Romney, when he said that Trump's policies would balloon and Trump is bad for American workers, and that was in November, or that was in March of 2016. Then you had, good Lord, I had all these dates written down. You had Hillary.
Travis, go ahead.
You had Hillary saying in August of 2016 that Trump's policies would throw us into a recession. You had Obama with his 1%, which is supposed to be the norm, saying that Trump's policies would result in economic disaster, you know, for all Americans. And Obama's 1 point GDP was normal. How, you know, how's Trump going to bring back jobs? He can't. There's no answers.
Travis,
Yeah.
remember when Obama gave the speech when I think Carrier had closed a bunch of plants there, but this is before the election, and there was a lot of industrial jobs were leaving, fleeing the country because, well, frankly, capital goes where it's treated better. And when you have the highest corporate tax rates in the world, a lot of companies are going to bail on you, which is what happened under Obama. People were, it's cheaper to move, relocate out of the country. But Obama said, these manufacturing jobs are gone forever. They're never coming back. Well, he didn't anticipate Trump winning because Trump won, and manufacturing jobs are coming back. And you know why they're coming back? Because we lowered our corporate tax rates. Now capital can flow back into the country and not feel penalized. You know, capital, which is money, goes to where it's treated the best. So if you have lower corporate tax rates, and, you know, we're now right where we need to be. You know, we're not the lowest, but we're pretty low. We went from the highest to a real fair corporate tax rate, which is good for the economy, good for the growth rate, good for manufacturing jobs. So have you noticed anything in Palakas? Palakas starting to you know, some manufacturing jobs coming back?
Yeah, I see a few more jobs and a few more businesses opening up versus a couple of years ago when everything was leaving. I mean, it's not going as quick, but, you know, it took years to destroy this. It's not going to happen overnight. But you know what? I don't think a lot, and I see it on the Republican side, not as much, but on the Democratic side, when they keep saying, like Bernie Sanders, we're going to raise taxes. You know, everything is raise taxes. Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, all of them. We're going to raise taxes. We're going to raise taxes. They don't understand simple economics. Simple economics, right now, when Obama was in office, you were taxed more. If you worked anything over 40 hours, it puts you in a different tax bracket. So you work 50 hours a week, you're bringing home less money. You're paying it more in taxes. Simple economics says that if you work over 40 hours a week, that person has more money in their pocket. You less tax anything after 40 hours. You don't charge them as much tax. You cut their tax rate in half. They have more money in their pocket. They're not going to be afraid to spend it. And they're going to go out and put that money back into the economy instead of hoarding it. You know, why are you going to go bust your ass to work 50 hours a week to gain less than what you would on 40? You know, it doesn't make any sense. And
again, that becomes economic disincentives, like all that overregulation that Obama was so proud of. You know, one thing that really bothered me about his presidency that people don't really talk about, do you remember when the EPA, and this was the Environmental Protection Agency, and they're under the control of the federal government. And for some reason, somebody hit a button that poisoned all this Indian River and this beautiful natural flowing river somewhere in Colorado or out west. And it was the EPA that did that. They just bungled the whole thing because it was a bureaucratic screw up, and it polluted a lot. And this is the people that are supposed to be protecting our environment, and yet they're the ones polluting it the most. And again, a lot of it goes back to some bad policy at some point in time. We've had some stupid policies in regard to energy. I'm really down, and I'd like to get your opinion on the corn. We got too much ethanol. I don't want ES 85. I hear it's bad on boat engines. I hear it ruins cars. And yet these corn farmers want everybody, they want to force you and me to have E85. I want the, I like the 10%. I don't want any more than 10%. My car will run. I'd rather not have, you got to have some, apparently some ethanol in gasoline, but I don't think that the 85 is a good idea because I think it's going to make corn cost more for food. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Well, I don't use the ethanol stuff. If I do, I put ethanol breakdown in it, like if my chainsaws or anything like that. So it actually costs me more money to do it with the ethanol stuff in it. So what I do is just buy ethanol free all the time. I mean, it costs me more, but in the long run, it saves you more on, engines blowing up. I don't know how many chainsaws I've set to chainsaw hell.
The more ethanol or ethanol you have in your gas, the less gas mileage you get.
Right. So,
I'll call you back.
Anyways,
okay.
Our hour is about up, Mr. Williams.
I know. It's gone so quick today.
I know. They keep getting quicker and quicker. But at the end of the day, I think what needs to happen, whether Democrats or Republicans, is if they just pull their heads out of their ass. Rosenstein, here you had some Republicans and some Dems on board for impeaching him. And then they come out, and said, no, we're not going to do it. I mean, the Speaker of the House.
What Democrat wanted to impeach him? Was there a Democrat that wanted to impeach him?
There was a couple, I think, one, but they were all in red states. There was two of them that were in red states, and I cannot remember their names.
That'll all play out. I think after the election that Trump can go ahead. As soon as that investigation's done, he needs to fire Sessions and Rosenstein.
Yeah.
And then whoever's left of the FBI, the top people got to go.
Yeah, lock, struck, and all them up.
But yeah, I'm really worried about the deep state. Comey said, he acknowledged, there's a deep state. There's a lot of people that are like me that regardless of their party, they want to do what they believe is the right thing. And that's the problem.
Yep.
Trump's the president. We should be, he's the leader. He's got the plan. We need to work with that, within that framework. And if we don't like it, we can vote him out.
Yep.
If we like it, we'll vote him in. That's how it works.
Yep. And, people need to really, really quit voting party because right now this politicians, Congress is in session.
Vote for the man.
Yeah.
Not literally necessarily, but don't vote for a woman just because she's a woman. I want to vote for the person with the best ideas, whether it's a man or a woman.
And I think
just so that Trump had better ideas than crooked Hillary.
Well, what these guys don't realize is that if they will quit trying to run for election and to win a seat and run off what the American people want and what they need, which is a good country. It's a country that'll prosper. And if they go for what the American people want, they will find out that it doesn't matter what party they're in, that, everybody's got something they can bring to the table.
Before we start singing Kumbaya, remember this. The Democrats are very Machiavellian. They will act like they're your friend. They will act like they're middle of the road. But once they get into power, they can't resist, and they revert to the real liberal, socialist, swamp creature that they are. And that's the problem, until there's reform within the Democratic Party, and you'll know it. Right now, the Democratic Party is held hostage by a bunch of socialists. That's the bottom line. They've moved so far left that they're trying to make middle-of-the-road politics right-wing. That's how far left they are.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So we got to be careful with that.
Well, like Trump said, what have you got to lose by voting for him? And people were just fed up with losing everything. And now economy is getting back on track. There's less unemployment in the black industry or in the black population, in the Hispanic population. There's home ownership is up in the black population. Home ownership is up in the Hispanic population. They sit there and call the man a racist, but he's done more to get the Hispanic and blacks back to where they should be, and yet they're still crying racism. That's the only thing the Dems have, is to split the country up. If they split the country up, then they think that's going to work, and they don't realize that, one day there's a war coming if they don't quit. It'll be another uprising.
Kumbaya.
Yep. Well, it's been great having you on tonight, Greg. We're out of time. Actually went a little over. But you coming back next Tuesday? You coming back next Tuesday?
See you next week.
Okay, buddy. All right.
You
All right, Greg, you have a good one.
All right, be good.
All right, peace out, brother.
Peace out.
That was Greg Williams. He had a couple calls he had to get to. And we're going to have somebody else here online in a second. I know she's sitting there waiting. She's anticipating the call. And 3, 2, 1. You better smile, girl. You're about to go on camera. I see you.
My mouse is on the arrows. I can't see it.
Uh-huh. What do you got?
Hold on.
Go to the right more.
You're gonna see my head for a second.
There you go. She got the bug eyes going. What? She's going to get busted again. Oh, God. We can't hear you.
Do your microphone trick.
Sign
How about
language.
now?
Oh, yeah. There you are. I should have messed with her like the other night. How you doing tonight, Tammy? Come on, we're running out of time.
Good. How are you? We're not running out of time. We got another whole hour, but we've got lots to talk about.
Oh, yes, we do. I want to show you something. Let me see if I can get my camera up here. Look at what I have in the studio.
I see that. We were looking at that while you were talking to Greg. That is pretty awesome, I have to say.
Batman. And the Joker.
That is really cool.
And the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter got me the Joker poster.
You're going to have to move your drums.
No, the drums are staying. You can't beat to the sound of the drums if you don't have any drums to beat. Anyways, I had a good show with Greg. I don't know if you got to listen to it.
I listened to about the last about 20 minutes.
We need to start calling this the fly show because every freaking week I have a damn fly in here. One single fly that wants to drive me nuts. You know what? I have an extra baseball cap right here. I'm going to whack his little butt when I see him.
Oh, that's good. You don't have to take yours off your head. You thought ahead. That's good.
You know I got hats, girl.
Oh, I know. You got more than a store.
I'm waiting for all my hair to fall out, so I have a good excuse for wearing them.
You don't need an excuse to wear one.
I was born with the Alabama hat on. My mom said when I was in the womb, I was at the hospital in delivery, and I reached out, and I snatched the Alabama hat off the doctor's head and put it on and then came out. Then, she said when he slapped me, I slapped him back and called him bitch, too, so it doesn't matter. It's all good.
I imagine.
Anyways.
So.
Okay, we got to do some commercials.
Okay.
We got the stand up here. It's that time. Man, they got some good produce. And we got some onions.
I know they do.
Yeah, I got a couple onions the other day and some bell peppers. And fried them up and did that that recipe that I sent you with the potatoes, the bell peppers, the onion, and then I boiled some chicken. You know, I can't eat fried chicken anymore. My doctor has a freak out on me. And then I put rice in it and fried it up. Man, that was the most flavorful food I've eaten in a long time because that stuff from the produce stand is kick butt. I mean, it's not like the stuff you get in some of the supermarkets. You know, but Matt and Luann are kick butt. I love those guys. And Andrea, William, they're going to have to give me the other people's names at work. I don't know what the other lady's name is, but she's a real sweetheart too. But they
make mine with their Cubanelles. I like their Cubanelles. Those are really good.
Yeah, they had a lady call me up and say, I got a bad watermelon. And I'm like, she goes, it wasn't very flavorful. Did you take it back and tell them? You know, take a picture of it. And she's like, well, no, I wanted you to put something up. I'm like, why am I going to bash them? Just go back and show it to them and just tell them, or just tell them. She went, and then she called me up and she goes, oh, thank you. Because, Andrea, I went in and told her about it and she gave me one and went and picked it out for me and everything. I'm like, well, maybe you picked out the bad watermelon, which turned out not to be bad, by the way, because I talked to her son. He goes, it tasted good to me. What happened was she had her dentures in her mouth. You can take it out. And because dentures have that piece in the top and it's where your taste buds hit. So and then she told me she was going to go back and pay them for it. And I said, did you have your dentures in? She goes, yes, I did. And I said, well, you're not going to get flavor out of food. If your tongue can't hit the top of your mouth, there's no flavor. Oh, So gum that stuff, baby. Gum it. Got Animal Health Center. Dr. Nagy and Dr. Smith. They do dental x-rays, neutering, spaying. I always get those two confused. All I know is it's not, my animals don't like either one of them. Dental cleaning, small animal orthopedics, and boarding if you're going out of town. They saved my dog's life. I love those people.
Yes, they did. We love our cracker.
That's my baby. I want to have her on the show one night and show people all the tricks she does. She does over 100 tricks. But they're open Monday.
We need to have an animal show.
Yeah. So I can get clawed by my cat.
I could let all my cats run loose.
We'll have to tell them about the cat trying to molest me
during
one
the
day.
show.
But they're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 to 5. Tuesday and Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. And then Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Closed on Sundays. Don't show up there at noon. You might find the doors locked. Pets never pick a convenient time to go sick anyways.
Mm-mm.
It's always in the middle of the night. Birds Auto Sales. Oh, my God. Bird Sales. Bird Sales, Inc. Mr. Bird, American Patriot, man. The guy kicks butt. Him and his son, they come out with the buildings. They're storage buildings, as you can see in the video for you that are just listening on the phone and can't see them. They have greenhouses, gazebos, all kinds of cool stuff. And they have large buildings as well as small ones. But they do have a system that will work for you. They rent to own if you can't afford to put a bunch of money down, or if you don't have the credit, you can rent to own there, or they do offer financing. They're open Monday through Friday. They're right there in San Mateo, 8 to 5. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3. And Sundays, they are closed, just like Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to quit mentioning other businesses unless they're going to pay us. Cars.
This is true.
Cars. We have, tell them about the contest we have going on.
Okay, the contest is up on both of the Facebook pages. It is on the Putnam Way and IITW Radio on Facebook. It is a giveaway for a car care package, and that includes a front-end alignment, an oil change, tire rotation, and a car inspection. And you must go on the page, and there is a phrase that you have to put in the comments below in order to enter. You can only enter one time on each page. There's instructions in the giveaway, but go on there and enter. We will be running this giveaway for 2 weeks, and this is from Car Care Automotive Repair Specialists. They've got 3 locations, and all the information is there on the page, so go look for that.
Yeah, the other thing you can do is if you have your spouse go in and enter as well. Everybody in your family enter. Make sure you hit the like buttons if you're on Facebook. Make sure you hit the like buttons on this Facebook, because when the randomizer goes and spins through, it kicks out a lot of names if you don't like the page, not the post, the page.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're not on Facebook. But Placa Cinema, Amanda over there, she is a sweetheart. I love her to death.
You spent a lot of time over there with her this afternoon.
Yeah, look what I got too, girl.
I know.
Check out this bag of popcorn.
Whoa.
This thing is freaking huge, and it smells like
the movie theater.
Yeah, as Cletus would say, well, by God, this stuff's smelling good. Some good victuals. I got to cover it up because there's one fly here, Chris. I'll let you take care of that. We're going to I chomp on a handful of this popcorn. I did a video with her today. I went over and interviewed her. That's where I got the Batman from.
I heard.
I got some other posters I'm going to wind up giving away too. And I'm going to talk about a giveaway as soon as we get through watching this short video.
Hold on. All right. I'll fix that. Hold on. All right.
He's got to fix it. I don't want that one fly to get in it.
All right. I'm about to play the video.
Hey gang, I'm here with Amanda down at Placa Cinema. Amanda, what kind of deals you guys got going on?
Right now we have our 250 Tuesday. 250 Concession Tuesday is a deal we offer on concession items. Tickets will never be 250, but still come on down, help us support 250 Tuesday. And as always, I want to thank the people of Placa and Putnam County for Hashtag keep it local. We really do appreciate your support, and we wouldn't be here without it. And you know we always love the kids. Everything we do is for the kids. So bring them on down, help us out, and as always, hashtag keep it local.
All right, thank you, Amanda. You're the best. God, I love her.
Ah, that was awesome.
If I was about 90 years younger, I'd probably be going over and asking her out and get my butt kicked. But, anyways, no, she's done a lot. You know, it's not the owners that own the building or the people that rent the building to them. She's the one that has gone out and made the improvements to that place. She's the one that has bought the people in. The 250 ones, her boss should be kissing her butt. I hope she's making a lot of money. But if he's not, he needs to listen to this because she goes out of her way. And people need to go there. Not only is it a local business. Where did I go? But my face just disappeared. That's not a bad thing. But support the local businesses. Like she's saying, hashtag, what is their phrase?
Keep it local.
Hashtag keep it local. There you are. I can see half your head. Now there you are. But hashtag keep it local. And we're probably going to go a little bit over tonight, gang. So if we do, you can go and you can check the rest of it out because we have a streaming service that it cuts it off automatically. So I think we got a little bit extra time.
We got 30 minutes on Radio Co.
Okay, we got 30 minutes left on our thing, so we're in good shape.
And we do not have an end time on YouTube, so we can just...
Okay. Placa Cinema. I got to get moving here. Placa Cinema is giving us a thing to give away. They've got a date night that they're going to offer for a couple. So if you guys want to go see the movie theater, they made a bunch of changes in it. If you have a girlfriend, a boyfriend, significant other, wife, somebody you can't stand and you want to keep them quiet for an hour or 2 hours, take them to the movies. But she's given us 2 packages to give away. And we're going to run those for about a week and a half. They will be up after the show tonight. Or are you going to put them up tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow because we're running late tonight.
Yeah.
A bad thing about popcorn.
Get stuck in your teeth.
Yeah, I had teeth not like... Man, I'm glad I don't have Cletus's teeth. Holy crap.
You wouldn't have to worry about anything if you had Cletus's teeth. It'd just pass right on through.
But they have, on the date night, it's 2 tickets to see a movie, 2 drinks, 1 popcorn, 2 candies, I believe. I have to go back and look at it. And so you get to take your significant other out to a movie. On the family night, it's 4 tickets, 4 popcorns, 4 drinks, and I believe 4 candies, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 4 candies.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Hell yeah. I just wish I could register to play. She told me I can buy my own ticket, though. I'm like, do I get a senior discount? But they have the 250 Tuesdays. A lot of their stuff in their concession stand is $2.50. Movie tickets you're not going to get for $2.50. But if you live to be as old as I am, hey, you get a discount anyways. I'm sure they offer senior discounts. I need to ask her about military discounts. Who else do we have? Oh, by the way, we did Cars. Did we do Cars yet?
Yeah, we did Cars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're still looking for somebody to hire. So even if you don't have a lot of experience, if you're a shade tree or backyard mechanic, you can go there and talk to Jason and get a job. Your mate will love you for it. If not, your wallet will. Who else do we have? O'Reilly's. I don't have the list in front of me, but they have hand cleaner. Or not hand cleaner. They have, wait. Yes, I do. Hang on just a second. Marie, our program manager, is going to pull it up for me. But O'Reilly's, they will guarantee anybody's advertised local parts. They're not going to do a price reduction or match a price if it's on the internet. But if it is another auto place in town and they're advertising a special, they will match that special. But you need to go in there and see JR. JR, I know he's listening, so I want to talk him into giving us another contest to give away. Probably an oil change, or we'll get some seat covers or something off a guy. He's a damn good guy. He always goes to bat for us whenever we need contest. I thought I had it written down here. I'm pretty sure I do. Maybe I don't. Oh, well. I'll get that and we'll talk about it tomorrow night. But they have Seafoam on sale. The oil changes. That's what it was. $24.99 or $25.99. $25.99, and that's the oil and the filters. That's also, if I remember right, I think that's on regular oil and synthetic Pennzoil.
It's a good deal.
Hell yeah, it is. I'm putting that good stuff in my truck now. My truck, it takes a lot. It's like 3-4 gallons to fill it up. The big F-350.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get away
Holy
with a
cow.
$24.99 oil change. It cost me an arm and a leg. Okay. But see, oh, and if anybody, JR wants me to say, if anybody has a 6x12 trailer that they're looking to sell. Oh, here it is right here. Right in front of me. Okay, now I have an excuse. You guys don't know this, but if you look at my pupils, they're completely dilated. I look like I'm a doped up cracker. I went to the eye doctor today, St. John's Eye Clinic, my doctor over there. Roll Tide. But he dilated my eyes, so I'm having a hard time seeing everything but black spots. They have the Pennzoils, $25.99, regular or high mileage, not synthetic. Take that back, not synthetic. Regular or high mileage with oil filter for $25.99. The degreaser, they got one, buy one, get one free. And those are big ones, 32 ounce. And they have Seafoam. They have all kinds of stuff over there. But they have a cool selection of seat covers too. And steering wheel covers. It's the only place I've found that has all the Jeep covers for my Jeep for the steering wheel. And they got some cool ones, the seat covers too. But go in there and see JR. And if anybody has a trailer, 6x12 trailer that they're looking to sell, flatbed, and it can even have the rails on the side, he needs one bad. Or if he said he wouldn't have a problem if somebody wanted to donate him one either. Okay. I think that's it. Holy
Is
crap.
it?
Yeah, tonight's going by fast.
Yeah, it is. And we
Okay.
still have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. You know what? I'm so with the what's that? What did we have? What?
Do struggling first, then go into it.
Struggling. I'm not sure.
The superintendent?
Yeah, superintendent Rick Sorensen.
Before you went into it?
Yeah, we're gonna put up a video, but Rick Sorensen. Huh? Oh no! I know what you're talking about. The seriously. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. This is a good one. This is a school superintendent in where's that? Homedale. You know which one I'm talking about, Tammy? The superintendent that was crapping on the on a sports
I
track.
didn't know we were going to do that tonight.
Yeah, me neither, but it's up there. We didn't get to do it the other night, last night. It was a fall over, a rollover. That school superintendent is trying to sue the school system and stuff. Where was that at? I don't know. You don't have the information on it? It doesn't matter. Anyways, I think it was it Wisconsin?
Hang on.
Anyways, while you're looking for that, check this guy out. Now, he goes out on the track not just once, but multiple times. He made it a habit, going out there and dropping his stinking drawers and taking a dump right on the tracks and on the football fields. And then
It was in Kenilworth, New Jersey.
yeah, and he's trying to sue the cops as well. Yeah, New Jersey. Go figure. I love people from New Jersey, but you got some that's Man, that cat tore my hands up. You see that?
I can't see it from here.
You just never sleep when you got a rambunctious cat sleeping there. They need to get that cat some kittywana or something. That cat needs to get high and relax. My friend does sell kittywana, by the way. You know,
I know.
Ann. But anyways, what a nut job. Now he's going to try to sue the cops because they embarrassed him.
He embarrassed himself.
Yeah, how are you going to get embarrassed? You're out there taking a dump on the track where kids are running around and then taking
And he got caught, please.
Yeah, and it's on camera, taking a doo-doo out in the middle of the football field. You might just running down the field, just about to the touchdown. You get tackled, all of a sudden you got a brown stain just wallops right on the side of your face like, holy crap. No, it's not holy crap. It's superintendent crap.
Exactly.
But we have
how stupid do you have to be?
Pretty damn stupid. We got a good superintendent in Putnam County.
Yes, we do.
Rick Cernsey. I don't know Rick personally. I've never went out to lunch with the man. Matter of fact, I've never met him face to face. I mean, I know who he is by his videos, and I'm sure he knows who I am by, the newspaper and radio show. But I've never shook his hand or anything. He's actually going to be in the studio on August 27th. But this guy was taking a brutal beating by the people on the school board. There's so much animosity and crap going on there. And it's mainly one person.
Yes, it is.
And I'm not going to bash her too much, but I understand she's got how many days left?
Oh, 88.
88.
Well, not now.
87.
At the time that this video was made, it was 88.
Okay. Anyways, it's Kathy Jurgensen. And this is the same one that called the sheriff's department. I'm trying to watch my mouth and be a little more politically correct because I understand my niece is watching. By the way, shout out Rosie, my niece.
Yes.
But this guy, she's the one that called him out. Anyways, so what happens is a woman on the school board, Nikki Cummings, gets caught allegedly stealing multiple times at Walmart. Who was pleaded innocent. She's innocent until she's proven guilty in the court of law, but the videos make it look pretty damn convincing that she's guilty. Throws him under the bus by calling Tallahassee. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and tell this one?
Okay. Where would you like me to start?
Oh my God! Don't start at the beginning. We don't have enough airtime for that.
Well, do you want me to start with this last meeting, or the meeting before that?
Start with the meeting before, and we have
Okay.
we have the videos of it, and we're going to put them up. That's why I said we'll probably be going a little bit over tonight.
Okay. Well,
The reason we're doing that, just so people know, we're actually booked up on guests until the end of next August, into September.
yes.
So every night we're on, we're probably going to have to do one more day in the week just to accommodate everybody because there's no way we can get all the news in an hour and a half or everything that's going on. And we're trying to do more stuff with Putnam County.
Right.
But now I will shut my mouth. You go for it, girl.
Okay. Well, this last board meeting, school board meeting that happened, which was on the 17th of July, there was discussion that, well, first of all, I guess I should leave that first one off. The lady who is normally the head of the school board meeting was on vacation. So they had to pick a head of the school board meeting for that one day. And I want to show you the first clip of the video out of that particular day. It was at a minute 58. Have you got that one, Chris?
Should be.
This is Miss Jorgensen. She quickly seizes control of the meeting.
Okay.
At least starting the meeting with the gavel, and the first order of business will be to with our 3 board members that are present is to take a nomination for a chairman pro tem for this meeting only. So this time I'll entertain any nominations for a chairman pro tem. Yes.
Superintendent Searles, I'd like to nominate Kathy Jordan.
Okay, we have a nomination, and I guess we would need a second. Is that right? Is there a second?
I'd like to nominate Sandy Gilliard.
I decline the good of the board at this time.
Okay. So Ms. Gilliard was declined. Do we have a second for Ms. Jorgensen?
Can I second my own?
I believe you can.
I'll second it then, thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of Ms. Jorgensen being chairman pro tem, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign?
Nay.
3-1. Jane said aye.
Okay. She can't vote yet
Oh, we
until
have to make a motion to vote her in.
Sorry.
That's
so
okay.
we had a 2-1. Is that correct? 2-1
Yes.
in favor?
2-1 in favor.
Okay. Is that correct, Mr. Attorney?
Yes.
Okay. So we hand the gavel over.
And I guess our first order of business then I will entertain a motion to allow Miss Jane Crawford to participate in the Okay, the first item is D2, and that's the bill from.
You can stop it there. That's good. That was her first order of business in the meeting that day, was to quickly gain control of the meeting. So she's obviously got a lot on her mind. She's got a lot of things she wants to do. So the meeting moves ahead. They get about 30 minutes into the meeting without too much to worry about. But at about 28 minutes, the first order of business that they have to actually address with some discussion, it was an item that was in the consent agenda that was pulled out of the consent agenda for discussion, and it happened to be the invoice that Rick Cerency had submitted to them for payment for his attorney that had been with him at that special meeting back in June, the one on June 5th that we had talked about previously.
Let me fill them in there real quick. The girl the woman that got busted for ripping Walmart off, Nikki Cummings, she calls Tallahassee saying that Rick Cerency is doing some illegal crap or some unethical crap, well, however you want to put it, with the school board, and that he's taking and trying to get the whole Guardian program thing that Rick Cerency was stepping up and trying to get implemented into the school systems before school got started, because it takes so long to train the officers. Gator Deloach is out there. He's trying to get things going. Rick Cerency is working with him, which is required by law. But they were ahead of the game before this. And yes. Somebody's hit me with popcorn or a piece of paper.
No. That was a note.
Anyways, she calls Tallahassee, and it was in one of the local papers where, she said that she did it. So Rick Cerency had to get an attorney to come in there to protect himself and to show that he didn't do anything unethical, illegal, immoral, impractical, or anything. So this is what the whole thing boils down to. Now, Jurgensen is saying that the school board shouldn't have to pay for something because she didn't know who did it, when in fact she actually did. We got proof of that from the meeting before,
right?
Where Nikki Cummings admits that she throws Rick Cerency under the proverbial school bus. No pun intended.
Exactly.
I mean, and then backed up over him and ran over him a couple of times. But she's also the one that we got on tape or on video that called our sheriff a GDPOS. See, I cleaned it up. I didn't even have to write it down either to look at it. Should have had Cletus in here doing it. Anyways, she roll the tape. I mean, it shows. You got anything else to say about it?
I mean, it's self-explanatory. I mean, you'll be able to see when you watch the clip. She was very adamant that the board should not have to pay for his attorney bill. Go ahead.
I'm going back a little bit so it's in the right place.
No problem.
Participate in the Okay, the first item is D2, and that's the bill from Mr. Holmes, from when the superintendent felt the need to hire outside counsel. I thought I saw him here, if he wants to address the board, but I really couldn't believe it when I saw this invoice. I didn't see why the superintendent needed to hire an attorney. And when Mr. Holmes came, basically all he did was spank Nikki Cummings. I mean, he really did. He just went on and on about how whatever the paper said she said, the paper said she said it, which, sorry, but that doesn't necessarily mean she said it.
Cut it right there for a second.
But whatever the paper said.
Okay. First of all, the whole spanking thing, just spank Nikki Cummings. No, they were trying to throw him under the freaking bus. When you call Tallahassee on the school superintendent, that's not a spanking you're giving him. That's a hard kick in the groin and saying, hey, we're trying to get your ass out of here.
Right.
You know, so I don't know what she didn't understand, why she should have to foot the bill, you know, and I'm sure there was more than just Nikki Cummings in on it. I can't prove it, and I'm not going to say any other names. By the way, what's the black lady's name on there?
Sandra Gilliard.
I love that woman. She
I
does
know, she's
more.
very sweet.
Her whole heart is in protecting the kids in Putnam County. But anyways,
Yes, it is.
I just wanted to say that, throw that in there. I never even met her before, but she's a sweetheart. I know a bunch of people that know her, and they're always like, that's how you can tell who people are, because around here, gossip is like wildfire.
Yes, it is.
But okay, go ahead and click that back on, because I the whole spanking thing. Who's your daddy? I'm not your daddy because you got to pay my attorney bill now. But Rick Cerncy had every right to have the school board pick up his attorney bill. You know, you lose in a court of law, you pay the piper.
Right.
So be careful what you say. Go ahead and kick that next part on, Chris.
That she said, Dr. Cerncy hired Mr. Holmes, and he came, and the taxpayers are supposed to pay $1,500. We have a bill here to pay Mr. Holmes with taxpayer money, and I'm going to vote no. I think this is absurd. There was no need for the superintendent to hire another attorney when he's been using this attorney all along.
When he's been using that attorney all along. Apparently, he wants to protect himself, which I can't blame him for that.
It was a conflict of interest
Right.
for the school board's attorney to represent him in a matter against the school board.
Yeah. I don't know what she doesn't get under that. It's
a simple
spanking.
issue.
It's not a spanking. Never mind. Okay, but she said that she didn't know about it, and we have the other clip where
She said that the newspaper was the one who said that Nikki Cummings had made that accusation against Rick Cerncy. But we have it. I went back and found the clip from that other meeting where Nikki Cummings admits herself that she's the one who called Tallahassee.
and Jurgensen was in that meeting.
Yes, she was. She's always been in the meetings. She was physically there.
We'll roll that clip. Roll that beautiful beam footage.
I'm pretty sure this is it.
So it's
I'm
not
just
really
asking,
something
we're
the board
here.
would even need to do.
So this is the concern, because I did tell the superintendent I'm hanging up and calling the governor's office, and they advised me to call the ethics complaint.
Wait, stop right there.
We have an annual.
I want you to go back and replay that, because Kathy Jurgensen, however you say it, is sitting right next to Nikki Cummings when she said that. And if you look,
Yes.
I mean, she couldn't be any closer to her unless she was sitting in her lap.
Mm-mm.
So they all knew it, you know. Hey, I threw Rick Cerncy under the bus. I'm the one that said I was going to call Tallahassee when I left his office. Yeah, well, I'm sure I would have had enjoyment calling Tallahassee and say, hey, Governor, guess what? The one that called you about me, da-da-da-da-da, she got caught busted at Walmart stealing. A couple extra fishing rods never hurt anybody, I guess, except for the taxpayers. I mean,
But
she's
Dr. Cerency's that type of person. But, you know.
Play it again.
yeah. Why would she do? Yeah, but yeah, play it again so you can hear her.
So this is the concern, because I did tell the superintendent
Look
I'm
at her,
hanging
look
up
at
and
her.
calling the governor's office, and they advised me to call the ethics complaint because we have an annual professional development plan that we approve.
She looks like she was zeroed right in on that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
I guess she just didn't remember, even though she had the minutes right in front of her.
That or she didn't care. I mean, but hey, it's costing the taxpayer stuff. No, Nikki Cummings cost the taxpayer stuff, not only by calling Tallahassee and making Rick Surency, like you said, if we can't have the school board represent you on the school board when it's a matter against the school board, but they had to call Tallahassee. He has to bring in his own attorney, and then all of a sudden, she's going to pull that crap, throw him under the bus. Not only did Nikki Cummings cost the taxpayers money with Rick Surency's attorney, but she also cost the taxpayers when Walmart has to jack their insurance up and everything else. You know, hello. And then she said something about she only has 88 days left.
Yeah, that's something that she repeated that a couple times during the.
Yay! Party time. You know what? When she's out of office, we're going to have a party because she said, what was it? I don't want to quote her, but see, there's people out there. I hate this community or these people.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure out who these people are. You campaign as a school board superintendent, but you don't like the people. You know, I talked to somebody that knows her, and they said, "Well, that's just the way she is. She's she's an old school New Yorker." You know what? I'm an old school Alabamian. You have manners. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. I'm not going to knock New Yorkers because I have a lot of New York friends. But she didn't get that attitude up there. Bring it down here. Keep it up there.
Right.
But she needs to watch her facts. Okay, go on. Continue.
Well, this is the thing and this is what starts to come out after we get past this point. That's my concern in watching the rest of this video. She brings into question the Guardian program, and she continually talks about the fact that the school board was not given names of Guardian members.
Okay, why don't we stop it right there? Because we are going to be out of time here.
But that's just Radio Kill. We could continue it on YouTube.
Yeah, but we're going to continue it on tomorrow night.
Okay.
Huh?
We have 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I know, but I want to, instead of getting into something else, after we have our guest on tomorrow night, we can continue this on. If you people want to, if you guys listening want to find out more of the juice on this, because it does get better, come back tomorrow night. We have an interview with Abby Stevens. Oh yeah, a young 14-year-old. That kid rocks. She has the voice of a seasoned vet for singing.
I have one other thing that doesn't directly impact this situation that was brought to my attention tonight, right before we got on, that I want to say something about real quick. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It was brought to my attention, and this is through the community, through our page, Putnam Way, that the Interlochen Soup Kitchen, which operates Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. For lunch every day. This is something that they do for the community that doesn't cost the community or anybody who goes there anything. They've been shut down. Today was their last day of operation.
Why?
That's what I'm about to tell you. They were shut down, and they were told to cease serving meals until a decision has been made. There's going to be a hearing on August the 20th. City officials have shut them down. And I'm understanding from what people have been sending in. I've received 5 or 6 messages just in the last hour or so that this is as a result of one of the gentlemen who is running for a school board position. His influence has spurred this. He has a friend who lives across the street or somewhere within close proximity of where this soup kitchen house is in Interlaken. Mr. Bud McInnes is the gentleman who is running for the school board, a school board position. And evidently, from what people are writing into me, he is trying to use his influence to get the soup kitchen shut down. And people are very upset about it. This is something that is evidently a necessity in this part of the county, and a lot of people use it. And they're upset that they're not going to be allowed to operate between now and the hearing on the 20th. So I just want to mention that. I'm going to be looking into it further. I'm going to be doing some research and find out just exactly what's going on with this. But I wanted everybody to know that I have been receiving your messages. I will look into this more tomorrow to find out what's going on with it. But that's what I've received just in the last hour.
What is the time on that meeting? It doesn't say in my thing I'm looking at here.
August the 20th at 7 p.m. in City Hall in downtown Interlaken.
So the city of Interlaken is doing this, and this is for the homeless people?
It's for anybody that wants to come there and eat.
No, I mean, they're shutting it down from feeding the homeless people?
Yes.
That's probably, and I can only speculate, but it's probably to get rid of the homelessness in Interlaken instead of doing their damn jobs. You know, people have to eat. A lot of these people are veterans. They're not homeless, a lot of them, because they want to be. But kick their ass out of office and put other people in there that will. You know who should run for city council out there? Cindy Shaw. She does a lot of great stuff out there, and they help kids. They were out delivering toothbrushes and toothpaste to the schools the other day. They had all this stuff up. Do we have a picture of her still in the archives? We'll give Cindy a quick shout out. I think she should run out there because...
What day would it have been?
I don't know. She has a pink hat on. Very pretty lady.
July 2? Okay.
Anyways.
I hope to have more information on this tomorrow, though, to find out just exactly what's going on. I'm going to make some phone calls tomorrow and hopefully get more information.
Yeah, before my blood pressure gets up there and skyrockets, because that is a load of crap. Those soup kitchens, I mean, volunteers, you know, and that also helps. There she is right there. Have her run the whole damn city out there, because that's a load of crap, you know. And this is the person that's running, if that is in fact true, they need to get that guy out of there. I mean, if
he supposedly is running for a school board position. Why would you do something like that at a time when you're supposedly campaigning for a position?
I have no idea.
It doesn't make sense.
But that's a bunch of crap. If that's true, I'm not going to bash the guy or knock him right now. I'm going to mention his name. But I'm going to research it out tomorrow. There's that fly. A fly on the wall. If that's for fact, you know, it's not going to be good. We will help him not get voted in. Help him spend all that money to not get voted in, because that's a load of crap, man. There's one thing that I like, and I like to help protect. I know it's the same way as you do. Yeah. There's a lot of good people in our county. I have been homeless before. I am not a piece of crap. I got bit by a shark, lost everything. But there isn't one damn person, I don't care if you're on the county, the city, you're a politician, you're a millionaire, like that. It can all be gone. Well, that one didn't snap good. Like that. It can all be gone, and you can be homeless. I've been there. Back in the 80s when I was making $60,000 a year and went to nothing but living in the woods behind a frickin' dumpster. Had it not been for a couple people helping me out, I wouldn't be here where I'm at today. And it wasn't because I was some scumbucket either. And I've met a lot of homeless people. A guy that I met not long ago who came down here, and because his wife and daughter had been killed in a car wreck in front of him, and I read the newspaper article. This poor bastard was driving down the road. He met his wife and his kids for dinner. They said, he's like, okay, well, I'll just meet you over at the restaurant. He meets them over there. After they have dinner, he goes, look, sweetie, I'll pay the bill. You go ahead and get out here and, go on home. They left before him. He leaves behind them. He gets hit by a drunk driver, or his wife and kid get hit by a drunk driver head on, and they get killed. He freaked out. Same as I would. If I lost my kids, I'd be devastated. I wouldn't give a shit about life. He just loses it. He said, by the time I got my head pulled out of my butt and got through mourning, I had lost everything. I mean, everything. He goes, I lost my house. He goes, that was a big thing in my life. I mean, it was traumatic. I lost everything. Yeah. And so here he's living out in the woods, and you know who he is. We helped him get a job, and we helped him get a, thing, and now the guy's married and stuff. Another guy, years ago, when I was working down in Castleberry, Florida, I had a guy working for me. I had a business down there, a t-shirt company and silk screen, and we had sod company and a couple different companies. And I hired this guy. He was doing really good, or well. Miss Burkhardt is listening. He was doing well for himself, making about $1,500 a week, driving a side truck, doing all kinds of extra stuff. He let this guy move in with him that was not homeless. Now, he lets this guy move in with him and just help him out. The guy was supposedly going through a divorce. He hacks his daughter, not the guy working for me, but the guy he let move in with him, hacks his daughter up into little bits, and his mother into bits, puts them in a deep freezer in his house. He goes home. He thinks they're at church because the car's gone and everything. Goes to get some meat out of the freezer for dinner tonight, and whoop, there's Granny's head and his daughter's head in the freezer. Well, they call it the SOB. You can go back and look it up.
Oh my gosh.
And he became homeless after that. He just lost the will to live. It's people like that, they freak out for a little short time, and then they lose everything. And there isn't one of us, if you have a heart and you lose your kids and you don't freak out, there's something wrong with you. But not all these people that are homeless are crackheads. Not all of them are drug dealers. Yes, there are some meth heads and some drug dealers that put themselves out on the street. But I've worked at these soup kitchens. Over at the Bread of Life. What's the lady's name? Miss Diane. Not Diane. I can't remember her name. I've been over there and dropped off blankets and stuff. She loves, that's a passion that you have to have. But those soup kitchens are also for a lot of the court systems work with them. And a lot of these people that have community service hours they have to do get to go in there and see what they could potentially be like. They could be homeless. A lot of these guys that live on the boats, they can't find them. They can't find them. Excuse me, that popcorn made me burp. Be like Booger on the Nerds. These people go in there and they help, and it's a learning place. Some of the high schools, some of the kids get to go in and help out to get their community service hours in. And they're good programs. These people, not all of them are pain in the ass, and they're not all bad people. And nothing pisses me off more than people that go after our veterans, go after our children, or go after the homeless. They should be trying to help the homeless. Here's a hot meal, because those meals are donated. It does not cost the cities one stinking dime. Does not cost them anything.
Right.
And yet they're going to try to shut it down. I'm going to tell every homeless person I know to move to Interlaken. Blanche is her name. Blanche over at the Bread of Life. I love Miss Blanche. She is kick butt. She's there every day at 11 o'clock.
Yes, she is.
Senior moments, I know. Blurred eyes and stuff. Thank God I got some good people. But that's the Interlaken Soup Kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to find out more about it. Here's the picture of it right here. It's not like some dive either. Look at the place.
No.
That's a nice looking place.
I mean, that's crazy. I was shocked when, and I've had, I mean, the messages have just been rolling in and rolling in. I've had numerous people send me messages about that, like I said, over the last hour and a half.
What's her name from First Coast News? We talked to her tonight.
Julia Janae.
Yeah. You can give her a shout out right now. Juliet, you want a story? There's your story, sweetheart. Sick 'em. Find out what's going on and make them feel like they've had a colonoscopy by a hamster with a frickin' GoPro on his head. Get right up their ass and figure out what's going on and then expose them. Because I plan on doing it. And we work a lot with some of our different news places.
Yep.
And we only got about 5 minutes, but that's one of the things.
11 o'clock tonight.
And when is
Cemetery story.
What?
The cemetery story. She's going to have that on at 11 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, tonight at 11 o'clock. You guys check in First Coast News. I got to give a shout out to my buddy up there, too, Matt Head. Matt is so awesome, man. I hope First Coast makes him a reporter. He does a lot of the camera stuff, and he does do some expose stuff. So, Matt, if you're listening, buddy, we love you. But the soup kitchen thing, that's pissing me off to no end.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I'm going to have to give Matt a call and drop the ball to him on what's going on with that.
Yeah.
And we'll get a hold of, well, she's flying up to Chicago, I believe. Juliet.
Who's that? Julie Janae?
Yeah, she's flying up. Julie's flying up to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
There's a big reporters conference going on.
Okay. Yeah, I spoke to her right before I came online, and she said to make sure that we watched at 11 o'clock, so she's going to mention us.
We gotta do the quench the thirst thing real quick. I was on the phone with Mary today.
Yeah?
Guys, yeah, the quench the thirst thing. Ooh, good. We are getting real close on time. We got 4 minutes. Okay, quench the thirst is a thing that we do every year. We raised last year over 100,000 bottles of water for our volunteer firefighters. These guys, I've said 1,000 times, they only make $4 a call. A lot of them, but they need all the snacks that you see on the screens. Anything you can put in your pocket and carry out to a fire that doesn't melt, that's what they need. You know, chips, Powerade, water, especially the water, but Slim Jim, stuff like that. Between Mary and Hitchcock's, they raised the most water of anybody else in the county. And we have some good donators. We've had, you know, CVS in the past get involved. I know I'm not supposed to say their name, but sue me, I got nothing. This is the kind of paper I use right here. It's an old envelope. But they have, holy crap, what did I do with it? I'm just starting to see straight here. They're T-bone steaks. They're $3.49 a pound, I believe. Is that right? $3.29? Holy crap, what did I do with it?
3 minutes.
It's probably in my truck. Huh? No.
Buy stuff
T-bone steaks
at the fire department if you don't go to one of those stores.
Yeah, get them a case of water over at Save a Lot. They are $2.29 per case. Pick up a case, $2.29 ain't squat. These guys could be saving your house. Look at what's happening in California. Not that they don't have great firefighters. By the way, we lost a firefighter the other day, which sucked a tree fell on him.
That was in the car fire.
But water, $2.29 per case. That's only going to last them for a day or two. But still, with everybody pitching in, it only matters if you got one case. Just get one case, $2.29 over at Save a Lot. Or go over to Hitchcock's. They got them over there cheap. But donate to your firefighters. Pick them up a couple Slim Jims too. But Save a Lot has T-bone steaks for $3.69 a pound. Guess where my butt's going to be tomorrow? And a little secret to you guys, better get there before 3 o'clock or before I get there, because their butcher leaves at 3. My butt's going to be eating T-bone tonight. Oh, my cardiologist didn't hear that. Tell them where they can check us out, because we got a minute, 36 seconds.
You can find us on Facebook at the Putnam Way and IITW Radio. Make sure you like the pages. Go to Twitter and find us in the same places. Find us on YouTube at IITW Radio. Make sure you subscribe when you go there, when you watch us on the videos. And thank you for having us in your homes tonight, and we love you guys. We'll see you again tomorrow night.
Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We got bills to pay. Anyways, thank you for letting us come into your hearts, your minds, your world, and mess you up a little bit. Tomorrow night's going to be good because we're going to expose a bunch of crap tomorrow night. And Miss Jurgensen, sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you, but shh, snap, snap. We got Tyler Riffley closing it out. Guys, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow night back here at 7:30, God willing. The creek don't rise, the government don't get me first. We got on tomorrow? Abby Stevens from 7:30 till 8, and then me and Tammy will take it over from there. Remember our fallen veterans. Remember our sheriffs, our first responders, law enforcement. You guys keep them in your prayers. Bye-bye. Good night.
Sunset, lights come on. Bleachers packed, worries gone. It's the real deal. That feeling inside when you walk out on that field. You got the heart of a champion. Don't you know you can do anything? We're all here, we won't let you fall. Get ready, set, go. As he throws